Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that's dealing with some insecurity or self-doubt. There's an opportunity here that they had or have with you, but their judgment is a little bit questionable because it's like they expect things to go wrong. So I do think that communication has been an issue. You may be dealing with a no contact or a ghosting situation, but let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchanta. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Carl. How are we doing? If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. And also recently added memberships, thanks to those who have joined it. Hello, Jamie. How you doing? All right, we're going to start off with the Tattoo Tarot. What else do you need to know? Ace of Cups in the reverse. Strength. And the Six of Cups in the reverse. So this would appear to me like somebody is falling back into their old habits with the Six of Cups in the reverse, but they're trying to address that. So in other words, you may have some gaps in communication, or you may have some awkward pauses. You may be wondering why somebody's interacting with you the way that they are. It's because they're trying to draw upon their courage to approach this connection with you in a different way. They don't want to run away from it, but there's this tendency to do that. That I think has been how they deal with love for a pretty long time. Hello, Co-Create. How we doing? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Hello, Jasmina. How's your day? Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So it feels to me like there's some sort of tension or awkwardness, some curiosity or questioning if somebody's ready to walk away. You know, maybe I've really kind of made you question why you were spending time with me. This is somebody who's expecting to hear, I think, a rejection. I feel like you're probably going to give up on me. I feel like you don't necessarily see things going well. Self-doubt, right? It's only a matter of time. Lovers in the reverse, Four of Cups, Seven of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like you're going to hear from somebody that will tell you they rejected you because they felt you were going to reject them. They felt like they would not be able to be what you want in a connection, so they may as well just cut it short. They didn't feel like there was going to be some blossoming romance here because of how they feel about themselves. Hello, how's it going, Dwayne? Hello, Jay. How's your day? We've got the Ten of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and the Tower. So there's some sort of ending that happened, and it was because they felt like you deserve better. It's like, for some reason, they wondered if you were pitying them. Were you just being nice, but not really wanting what you said? I feel like this is somebody who just does not believe that people would love them. And if there's going to be some sort of drama, or if there's going to be some sort of ending, I guess I might as well just make it happen now, right? Bring it on, I guess. So they were kind of defeatist about this connection. Hello, Illuminati. Hello, Upper Echelon. Hello, Khalil. How we doing? Wish in the reverse. Divine Feminine. Yeah, they look up at you as like too good. Like there's no way you would want me, right? Like you've got all this stuff going on for you, so it makes me feel like I don't have as much to offer, and I don't know how to get to the point where I would feel like I do have something to offer you. So retaliation in the reverse. They're upset because they said something or they did something and they wanted you to respond differently or respond at all. They want to talk to you. They want to see you. They're maybe even having obsessive thoughts about it. But the problem is, if I didn't get any kind of response out of you, then does that mean that like you're just over it? Like, have I already ruined this connection? Yeah, obsessive thoughts, I told you. So at this moment, whoever this reading is for, there's somebody having a lot of difficult thoughts and maybe, you know, remembering some things that happened between the two of you. So there could be something about today in particular that makes this person want to reach out to you or want to know where they stand with you. This is the Pulp Tarot. I was worried you were talking about my sign key controller. All right, what else do we have? Page of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Swords in the reverse. And the Judgment card in the reverse. I mean, all three of the first cards, like this column, Ace of Cups, Lovers in the reverse, Page of Cups in the reverse. It's like, get away from me with that love stuff. Ew. Ew. But the problem is, it doesn't matter how many times you tell yourself you don't like someone or, you know, I don't want that. You might feel like you're able to convince yourself. And I think that's what this person did. Like, oh, they're too good for me or they would never want me. It's fine. You know, look at this. That's probably a reason not to like them. It doesn't matter because they had recurring thoughts, a desire to know what was going on. And it's making them realize that they made the wrong choice regarding you, making them regret that they talked to you the way they did or that they didn't talk to you. What else do we have? 10 of Cups in the reverse, the Tower again, and the 4 of Cups in the reverse. So now they have a different perspective. Now they feel the loss or the sting of the absence, the void, the no contact between the two of you. And with the 4 of Cups being in the reverse, it's like, okay, so like, is there any option to reverse this? Like, I know this is what I said I wanted, or I know I like started the fight, but like, what if I changed my mind? Can we talk about it? They're trying to think about what their options are. Death in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So I don't want this to be over. I was lying to myself and I lied to them when I said that I didn't want to see them anymore or when I stopped talking to them. The truth is, I think this person did fall in love. And that self-doubt is no longer like obstructing that from their view. We have the Ace of Wands. They're thinking about a second chance, an ability to resolve the things that made them act the way they did, and make things right between the two of you. So pretty positive energy, right? Like, let's do that over, only I'll be better. Once more with feeling. I don't want it to be over. I was really happy with you, or you make me happy, or if I never saw you again, I'd be like really upset about it. This is somebody being more honest with themselves about how they feel than they had been in the past, and it makes them want to be honest with you. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Hey, James, how are you doing? What else do we have? Words, writing, journal, intention, affirmations, books, and letter. I feel like they've written you a letter. And then we have harvest, steady, stable, rewards, financial gain, abundance, and windfall. This is somebody who is, I think, going to tell you that they view you very highly, that they respect you, that they admire you, that they feel like their life has changed because they met you. So I feel like they have done something you may be surprised to hear about in their life. Quit a job, moved away, stopped hanging out with certain friends. Stopped being a garden tool. We got the sexuality card come out. Okay, so we've got guidance, sexuality, and soul. Whale, whale, whale. Okay, so here's the thing. This is somebody who feels that because of meeting you and because of perhaps some spiritual awakening that happened around that same time, possibly because of you, they have a deeper appreciation for what kind of connection is possible. They may have been a little bit more comfortable with physical intimacy versus emotional intimacy, or they may have even misused their, sexual power. But I feel that this is somebody who is at this time, like, the only thing they want as far as that physical intimacy is somebody who also they feel a connection to emotionally. So there's a change in terms of how they view connections, in terms of how they view themselves. And a lot of it seems to be traced back to meeting you. This is the Po Tarot. Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How are you doing? Nine of Wells, which is the Nine of Cups. It was a voluptuous scene, that masquerade. So this individual, what are we calling you? We'll call you the Tower. So the Tower is the person whose opinion is shifting and they're starting to realize maybe they sabotaged this because they just don't feel like good enough. They feel like they're in one of these little jars, right? They are all caught up. We might see the Eight of Swords at some point. They don't feel like they can get what they want, but they can still see. Now they know what they want, but they have to figure out a plan to get what they want. Four of Candles and the Emperor. Okay. This person wants a commitment. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of earth. It's pretty powerful. And the Emperor. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. I think that they're reading your text messages. I think they're reminiscing and feeling kind of silly. Like, why did I walk away from that? Why did I cause an issue there when that person was good to me or when that person was genuine? This is the Noisy Tarot. That sounds like fun. Wow, another another Four of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who, in absence, in no contact, they are thinking about a serious relationship with you. Daydreaming about what that would be like, questioning whether or not it's possible. And then they get frustrated because they feel like they ruined their chances. But again, it's a bit of a roller coaster. One day I'm upset. The next day I'm thinking about, okay, well, maybe I could do something and change the situation, get another chance with this person, and actually tell them that I'm like super in love with them. King of Wands is a good sign. This is somebody who takes action, somebody who's bold. High Priestess in the reverse, secretive energy, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who's not telling their family what's up. I know what I want to do. I want to go talk to that person. I want to go see the person that I love. I want to reunite with that person. But I just got to ask, like, does their family hate you? Does your family, do their friends? I don't know. This feels to me like they can't tell people what they want to tell them, or they feel maybe it would be foolish to say anything before they talk to you. Because again, they don't know whether or not you want something long-term. They realize they could show up with, like, you know, a marching band and 10,000 gifts, and you might still be like, not enough. No. It's a lot of gifts, you know? Also the T, just to clarify. Hello, Corey. How are you doing? What else? Seven of Wands. Four of Cups. Fool in the reverse. So I am going to reach out and I'm going to tell you that I'm sorry for ghosting you or for behaving the way that I did, making you feel rejected. The reason that I was so difficult, or the reason I acted that way, is because I really did feel like you deserve somebody better than me. And that was hard for me to like approach. I don't know if it's going to be that mature, but this is somebody who's trying to piece together a really solid statement about why I freaked out about how I feel about you. And that's why I ran away. Because, you know, saying it that way is not really as fun. All right, we've got the Ten of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Didn't we get those next to each other before? Six of Pentacles, clarifying the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. That's right. Six of Pentacles in the upright, Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who feels like what they need to do is put forth some effort, try to make things right, because ending things before they know how you feel, or not even giving it a chance, is only going to make them wonder forever, you know, like what would have happened if I'd done right by that situation. So this is kind of looking like I could be stuck in the Five of Cups and do nothing, or I could take action and, you know, if they really don't want to be with me, that's okay. At least I tried. Sorry, I had to make sure my table's not folding down. All right, let's see what else we've got for you. This is the What's the News? Wine and dine. Courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion, and snack, another reference to obsession. So this is somebody who feels like they need to generally keep things light and not committed. They like to deal in physical attraction, physical intimacy, but something about you made them dive into that emotional side of the pool, and that's got them feeling uncomfortable, out of their depths. the blues, scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. I mean, it could be all of them, but I'm really pulled towards heavy emotions. I feel like I need to do something. I feel guilty for how I treated you, but I also feel like I miss you and it's tough to be away from you. Yeah. Because love is on the brain. They can't stop thinking about you. They did not want to admit that they were in love. They did not want to admit that that love was something that could actually influence how they see things or how they want to live their life. But I think this is somebody who normally is non-committal that now feels like what they really want is to be yours or make you theirs. They do want that exclusive commitment after telling you, you're not the one for me. You're not invited to my birthday party. They rejected you and now they're going to come back around and be like, so the weird thing is I actually am in love with you. I just ran away. That's all. Hello, Vegitata. How are you doing? Hello, Pharaoh. How's your day? Let's get a few from the Love Tarot. What else do we have? Lost. I feel lost without you. No one compares. No matter how many people I've met and experiences I have, there's no one who compares to you. You're my favorite. You're the person I want to call when something good or bad happens. You're the first thought I have when I have news to share. You're my person. And they miss you. I wish things were different. Will you listen? There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? So they're thinking about coming back around. They're thinking it's time to have this conversation, but they're nervous you're going to hang up on them, nervous that they're blocked, nervous that you'll slam the door in their face, nervous that you'll laugh at them, because this is like the opposite of what they said last time they talked to you. All right, this is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Bethany. How are you doing? Temperance in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So I created a problem where there really wasn't one. I didn't feel like I should expect good things from this. The Queen of Wands in the reverse indicates insecurity. So self-doubt, right? I felt like it was only a matter of time before you'd realize that you were, way better than me or way cooler, way more attractive. I thought, eventually you'd call me out on daring to think that I could be with somebody. There's definitely insecurity that made them feel like, maybe they canceled something with you. I feel like they were planning something and then they canceled it. But they started a fight on purpose. Four of Cups in the reverse. Tower in the reverse. Ace of Swords in the reverse. I don't want to wonder 10 years from now what would have happened if I'd come over and, been honest with you. I've got to try to at least, be honest with you, even if it's difficult. Maybe you won't listen to me. Maybe you don't want to hear why I did what I did. Maybe you've already made your choice, Ace of Swords in the reverse. I don't know if you really want to listen to me. I don't know if you really want to hear my side. Ooh, I'm glad we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who's able to let go of that mental block that was stopping them. So you're going to be a little bit, I think, surprised at how comfortable they are talking about things that they would in the past not have been able to talk about, or the fact that it's just like kind of night and day, right? I made you feel like you weren't that important, or I made it seem like I could just forget you. No big deal. And now I'm showing back up and letting you know I've actually been completely miserable without you. I feel lost without you. And I want to know what I can do to make things right. Is it over? Like, have you already decided that you're done with me, or can I do something to make it up to you? Hello, Laura. How are you doing? You're like, let me check my house chores real quick. Three of Pentacles. Sure, we can figure out something, but it's not gonna be easy. So we've got Three of Pentacles, Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Hierophant. This is somebody who's going to make it very clear to you what they want is a relationship, or they want commitment. They want to live with you. Some of you are going to find this person is moving to be closer to where you are. But I do think they're working with a friend. So they might not be telling family, or they might not be telling many people, but I feel like there's one person where they're like, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Is this dumb? Should I do this? They have not made this effort yet or made this offer yet. I feel like it's in the editing room. The goal is I want to be in a relationship with you, but I have to show you that I've changed or worked on myself, because last time I kind of freaked out. I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do. All right, so this is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? Thank you, Pharaoh. Memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet, releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away. So you're in the process of walking away, or you have walked away because they told you to, probably, or because they ghosted you. And then this person comes back around and tells you, sorry, I was playing games. I told you I didn't have feelings, but it turns out I have many feelings. It turns out I fell in love and I didn't know what to do about it. So we have that masculine energy and perspective. This masculine energy aligns with that Emperor that we got earlier, just about, it's time to take action. If there's something I need to do here, I need to do it, because I may not have the option later on. And this time apart has been really good for them because it's laid bare for them. This is how much you miss this person. This isn't other influences. This is you messing up something that you actually want. Influences, attachments, third parties, peers, spying, social network, information and ways, and healing, releasing, purifying, and cleansing. They've been watching you somehow, or getting updates on you. Maybe they have access to your social media. Maybe a friend of theirs does. But I do think they have some sort of insight here to know that you have been doing pretty well, that you have been focusing on the things that matter to you, and not, stuck in that like Five of Cups, like losing sleep over this. I'm not saying it was easy, but I do feel they've seen progress, or they know that you are trying to let go of them. This is the Overthinker's Oracle. Playing games, I feel stuck with the wrong person and situation. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm ready to commit. You're always on my mind. I keep thinking about the first time. They see you as an earth angel. And they've been known as a player. I didn't comprehend what this connection was until it was too late. You called them out on something and you were right. They didn't probably admit it at the time. Maybe you called them out on more than one thing. You have a way of putting this person in their place in an effective way. It might make them kind of lose their mind a little bit because I think normally this person with that King of Wands energy, I feel like they're a little bit, I don't know if you can really control this person. Not that that should be our goal, but I feel like they're a little bit wild, a little bit, you can't do that. I'd like to see you stop me, but like manly, because that was very like girly. Just kidding. We've got missed opportunity. Remember, we had that Ace of Wands. They're very focused on what can I do to get that second chance because they already had this first chance and they didn't do well with it. They squandered it. Being away from you hurts. And I feel like they know that you've got good karma. They're trying to get to a point where they can confidently say they have good karma too. And I think they're aware if they don't apologize, if they don't communicate this to you, they will be doing themselves no favor with regards to their own karma. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is the Love Oracle. No, I'm lying. This is the Romance Angel Oracle. What else do we have? You might get the deception card since they seem to have just completely lied to you about whether or not they loved you or, lied to you about whether or not there was a future or if they wanted one. It is safe for you to love. And deception. So they had to figure out if it was actually a good time for them to fall in love. Not only that, they were nervous they fell in love with somebody that was unattainable. That's where they lied. They feel like you're just like too good for them. But now they've actually been working on some issues. This is definitely to do with their family. They have somebody in their family who's very judgy or somebody in their family who has contributed to this insecurity that they have. So part of their process could be that they do have to go no contact with someone in their family or at the minimum have a pretty serious conversation about how they're treated and whether or not they feel respected. What else do we have? This is the Gilded Reverie. The sun, the bouquet, and the man without a shirt. Oh, this is cute. So if I'm honest with myself, since I've gone through some things and now I have a sense of enlightenment with that sun, I actually really might have fallen in love with that person. They're amazing. They're beautiful. I think they're very attracted to you. That's, I feel, one of the reasons, if not the main reason, they feel like you could do better than they could. But here's that player energy. They have to deal with that, let go of that before they think there's even a chance they could get to be with you. So we have secret communication going on. I think this is between the Tower individual, right? This player energy. They're talking to a close friend or somebody they trust about this situation to get some advice. I feel like this is somebody who's older. It may not be the first person you expect. You might be like, oh yeah, best friend. It might be like a coworker. It might be like an aunt. But they're saying, okay, here's a situation, and I feel like I totally messed up. What do I do? Help! All right. This is the Crow Tarot. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Uh-oh. Ooh. Three of Cups, Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands. I think some of you are going to get a surprise visit with that Three of Cups. It's like, and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's an impulsive get together, or, you know, like, hey, what are you doing in 45 minutes? What do you mean? Aren't you, 3 hours away or whatever? No, I'm like on the road headed to you. This is somebody who's going to be, I think, very clear that they will do what it takes to have a conversation with you. They may apologize before the apology. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm sorry. I know I messed up everything. Could you give me some time to make a legitimate apology or to try to make things right? But I think they know they have to lay it out real quick. This is not the same energy that you've been dealing with. I know that I messed up. So Sun in the reverse, High Priestess. I know that I made you sad. I know that I broke your heart. And I think I need to tell you that it's because I was dealing with some doubt. I was dealing with some difficult questions as to whether or not I thought there was actually a chance you would choose me, or whether or not I could actually like hack it, right? Seven of Wands, Five of Swords in the reverse. Self-sabotage. But there's a desire to acknowledge, I know that I self-sabotage. What if this time I did it differently? What if this time I challenged myself to be honest or communicative or tell this person how I really feel instead of running away from it? So this is somebody who's considering a relationship, wanting to pursue a commitment with you after telling you, or just like walking away, that they didn't want one. So some of you, like I said, you might have a shocked Pikachu face at some point, because this is somebody who I think most people would assume is not interested in commitment. So especially if people in the community start hearing that this player has decided that they would like to be like engaged or move in with you, there's going to be some chatter. And I think they know that. I think that's potentially one of the reasons they don't want to pursue this, because they feel most people would be like, don't you think that they could do better than that? Wow, why would they want that player? They feel like there's going to be some negative press if they do pursue you. We have I'm single, rendezvous, engaging in secret sexual escapades. So this is that player energy, right? They're known for avoiding commitment, and they're known for that. But when they consider what they want long term, when they think about what they want in a month or in a year or in 10 years, they want things to be right with you. They want to be in your life. It's a tricky transformation for them. All right. Let's get a few from the Earth and Bone Oracle, and then we'll call it a day. What else? Burrow, 25. Exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, realignment. Roots, number 10. Endowment, ancestry, memory, legacy, and tradition. So I'm questioning my motivations. I'm regretting my decisions and acknowledging that the reason that I made those decisions is because I was struggling to feel like I was lovable. And now I acknowledge that what I really need to do is address some of those family issues that I have or let go of some of those, resentments or fears because they keep thinking about how you made them feel and you made them feel very happy. Unlike I think a lot of other people in their life. So you may kind of stand out from the rest of humanity to this person. And I'm just going to point out the high priestess is like getting married. So I do think this is about commitment from a player energy that doesn't want to be a player anymore. Yeah. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.